Hello again, my name is Milton and welcome to the Little Milto channel, and a big welcome to all the new subscribers. Now, why is Flexvolt maybe not so flexible? Simple. There are at least 2 channels now on YouTube that I've actually mentioned about the fact is that Flexvolt batteries might not always be so backwards compatible. So, in other words, what we're saying is, here's the Flexvolt reciprocator. So, if I take just the 6 amp AH Flexvolt battery and stick it in here, which this is fully charged, I'll just fire it up to show you, like so, and fire it up. Okay, it works, exactly what you'd expect. But what would happen if I plug it into my new grinder, which is, model number is DCG405, not confusing it with the DCG406, which has a paddle underneath. This has a side switch which locks on, which is going to be perfect for this job. More about the job in a little while. So, if I take this, put it in the right way around, come on, get in. Plug it in here and then fire this up, it should work normally, nothing should happen. But the problem is there have been live broadcasts where people have put the batteries in, I'll name people later, and they just haven't worked. They've ended up starting to get smoke coming out of them. So we'll just fire this up now. It should work, shouldn't it? Yes, it did. The problem was, it was when things were going under load as well. Now I'm going to conduct an experiment. I'm not having a go at anybody, I'm not trying to prove them wrong. You could say I am after trying to prove people right. But unfortunately, when I checked the instructions on what all batteries were compatible with this, it said it was compatible with the Flexvolt batteries, which is the 6 amp and the 9 amp. We can't get the 12 amp batteries here in Britain yet. They're not in here. To start with, would I plug a Flexvolt battery into this light here and let it run? No, I wouldn't. Would I plug a Flexvolt battery into this grinder, the one my son bought me? Definitely not, because I've got a sneaky feeling it would end up burning out. Would I plug it into this drill here that we've had for many years and done rather proud and done rather well? No, I would not put a Flexvolt battery into this. This impact, which model number is DCF886, would I run this on a Flexvolt battery? No, I wouldn't, because I am suspect that the chances are it's going to end up pushing too much through. I also run the DEWALT Hoover DCF582 for approximately 45 minutes one day, and it was actually being worked, it was being hoovered, and it still works. But yet, with all this, why am I saying I wouldn't use tools, 18 volt tools in Flexvolt? Because the fact is this, you've got a live broadcast feed from VCG Construction. They've gave out a warning, and somebody else just recently, I won't mention his name because he might not want to be mentioned on my channel, he then turns around and says, you're relying on a little switch inside here to switch them actually over between the Flexvolt, which is a higher rate at 54 volts, to 18 volts. And not only that, the cells in these are rather cheap, and you will find some of them will drain more than others. So what you're getting is, there is a problem when you go back to 18 volts, because some of the cells will then start taking current from the cells that are fully loaded and start putting current back into the ones that don't have enough. This could confuse the system and you could get burnt out, which is smoking on the tools. Now, the tools themselves, they're supposed to have cutouts if they get too hot. Thing is, these cutouts that we're relying on are on the batteries more than actually on the tools themselves. Now, we'll change the subject and we'll go on about why I am going to be using this grinder here, which is, believe it or not really suitable for the job it's going to do. But then again, it will still do it. And believe you me, it's going to do it. I have to remove all the white paint off here. Now I'm going to switch position and I'm going to show you and I'm going to give you the bit of the story. But before I give you the other bit, where I'm sitting right here now, years ago, I would have been sitting in at least 2 to 3 inches of water. This whole cellar was flooded for years. It was a problem. Everybody ignored it. And how I ended up with this property was, it's part of my inheritance, you see. So I actually own this, and I was left with the problem. I was also left with the problem with this wall here because it had black tar on it. Somebody decided to try stopping the dampness from coming through. This is actually an outside wall. The problem was with it, all it did was it sealed the water in. And I was advised about a few years back to remove all the tar off the wall. Of course I didn't. So last year, me and my sons painted it white. And now I have to drill holes in the wall to let it breathe. Now that's cool because I get to test the drills out as well in masonry. Only one problem is, how many holes do I have to drill in the wall to let enough air in for it to dry out? Exactly. A little bit too much, I would imagine, in holes. Now, we eventually solved the water problem by actually putting a sump with a pump in. But the main problem was, one of my neighbours was putting 90% of all their wastewater from everywhere into this cellar here. Wasn't their fault, they moved in. Unfortunately, they found the problem, and what happened was, they called the builder out, he looked at it and went, you have to replace every single drain in your backyard. So they did, and when they did that, things started to improve. This hardly goes off now. It very, very rarely, and the depth that water used to come up to is roughly 6 inches from the top, and then it would activate the pump and it would take it out. And sometimes it would go off 3 times a day, depending on the weather. Now, as you can see, the laser line there, I have to remove from that brick there, basically all the way across there, down the wall, down this side, all the way at the bottom. Same here, all that down there is all gonna have to go. All of that. They put black tar on there. And all it does is, when it gets extremely cold, it condenses on this side. And that's what's causing the problem. Although we use masonry paint, it's not working. Plus, there are issues around the corners here, which should be coming out on camera as well. All this here, and I might have to turn this and take that whole section there out, because that seems to have blown out. So that might all have to come off as well from there. Although this side of the wall across here isn't too bad, I might only have to remove that there, and coming around the corner, most of this in here as well, because you seem to have a bad bit there, but I think that's caused by my neighbour on the other side. It's just been abandoned, the house. Another long story that we won't get involved in. So I've got some of this side here to do as well. Okay, to keep the dust down, last night I spent ages. I'll show you what I had to do at the end of the video to get this to fit onto here. This is a dust shroud. It'll probably have a different name to what I'm going to call it, or a dust cover. Now, if you open it up like that, that lets you get into places that are tight. We've got the disc, we're going to put it in just now. And we are attaching it to an A-line, because I'm trying to keep the dust down to a minimum. So I've worked on that, I've got it over there, I'll get it just now. But here's the disc, here. It's got a double horse cap grinding wheel. I bought 2 different styles, you see, and you get this little metal thing here, which I'm not too sure what it's for, but I'm pretty sure somebody will tell me somewhere what it actually does. It'll be a spacer or something. So, we then take our little thing here by pressing this and unwinding it. This is the beauty of this system. You don't need keys. Love it. Put this on here like so. And believe you me, this wheel weighs some weight as well. and then we connect it on here, keeping it tight with your fingers on the lock button at the back here, and we put it on. And now we can see how it works. And of course I've designed this so that it comes out this way. No, actually that's the way it ended up, but it actually worked out quite well. So I'll get the hose pipe and get that sorted out once I find my little thing for switching off again, which I've done it again. Oh, what have I done with it now? Brilliant. Oh well, we'll just go for this then, for the meantime. You see? Now I prepared all this last night, and this just fits in here like so, to the vacuum, the workshop vac if you like. Yeah, I got it, found it, the workshop vac, but it has to be turned on manually. Normally it works off normal electrical cable. This isn't working on electrical cable, this is working on battery power, aka flex. So we'll just fire this up again. Okay, that's that fired up. We'll take this battery out to say that yes, we have done it. This is, I think this is a 6 amp, yeah. We'll start on the 6 amp battery. And I'll get all set up ready. I'll get all the safety gear on as well. Shouldn't really put this in just yet. We'll do it later. Okay, then I'll get the safety gear on. Okay, you might not be able to hear it very clear wearing all the safety gear. But safety first. I'm going to be breathing maybe dust in, I don't know. I'm not taking any chances. So, I'll get set up now, ready on the wall. Well, as you can clearly see, this bit of the brick here seems to be actually quite dry, to be honest with you. And if you look up here, you can see the black stuff, the black tar. And you can see it's going to be fun. I knew the initial bit going in was going to be a pain. Once you actually get into this, it actually is easier. It's all going to start coming off a lot easier. But you can see just that little short space when I was using it, how long this is going to take. And this is what I should have done in the first place. Now, I'll carry on, it's too noisy. You don't really want to actually sit here and watch somebody actually doing something like this for the amount of time it's going to take. So I'll see you at the next battery change. Okay, then we're going to move to the 9 amp. Well, wait a minute. After now. Well, one Flexvolt 6 amp battery didn't last very long. I think it might have lasted maybe a push 10 minutes or 12 minutes or something like that. And as you can see, I tried getting up top, that's as far as I can reach. My sons will have to finish off the rest. But I'm going to mainly concentrate on this here, and it's taking some doing. But once you get rid of the tar and everything underneath, brickwork's dead easy. Some machine, I'll say that much. Right, we'll get this thing charged up now. Okay. 9 amp battery. I can see me going online today and ordering some more batteries. I'm going to order, I might as well order 9 amps. Because I can see this taking some time. Feels tame after using that thing. Oh. Okay. Oh, when it ran out of juice I left the on switch on power. I just noticed it just now when I plugged the battery in, it didn't work. Meaning the sense because the switch was on, I just took it off. Well, still working. I'll get back to work and I'll see you on the next battery change. Hopefully that one might be charged by then. Luckily I am using a Flexvolt charger. I managed to flatten both batteries and the 6 amp battery wasn't quite charged yet when I tried to put the 9 amp battery in for charging, so having to wait. So I'm going to take a break, and does it all still work? Well, let's try. Put this in here. Okay, just registered for this. Get this out. And let's see if it still works. Still works. Haven't actually managed to break it yet. So anyway, I'm taking a little bit of time out. I'm going away to have a nice little soak in the bath. I've done enough for the time being. I got stuck across there. I had to completely and utterly wash this. I've got some gooey stuff there. So what I'll do is, once I get sorted out, I'll get a scraper and I'll have to scrape that stuff out of there because it just clogged all this up inside here. And it started clogging the disc up as well. So I'll show you what the stuff's like. This is the offending stuff here. I've no idea what it is. But whatever it is, it's not coming off. And it just clogs up. You can't get rid of it with the grinding head. Just won't do it. So I'll just have to get a scraper on it. You can also see how wet the wall is itself. I mean, that is unbelievably wet. So I'm hoping now, by opening this up, this will start drying. I mean, it is tough going. That black stuff, it sort of gets a bit hot and it gets a bit gooey. It really is bad to get rid of. And I also had to change the hose out. This one is no good, absolutely useless for this. Alright for dust, but for wet stuff and wet dust, no. So I ended up having to hunt and get another spare hose and use this with other adapters. But it worked. So I'm going to take off now, have a bath and wash all this stuff I've got on, because I must admit it is quite a dirty job. Okay then, so some of you are a little bit disappointed that I actually haven't showed this thing actually working with this shroud on it. Now, what do we call it? Dust guard? Dust shroud? A guard against dust? Who knows? We'll have to think of a nice name for it. Anyway, I'm going to take this block and I'm going to show you it actually doing some work. Because the problem I'm getting is, the wall being wet, it keeps clogging up and I keep getting big bits of debris that come in and fall inside here and block this up. Look at the size of the hole it's got to come through. Okay if it's dust, but I'm removing wet dust and bits of debris and unfortunately it's clogging it up. I'll get the safety gear on now. Okay. can clearly see that this thing is pretty goddamn well wicked, I must admit. And it's looking like I might actually have to make a video on this just by itself, because that even surprised me how well it did. Although I did make a mess of one bit because the hose got caught on the actual stool that was there and it actually stopped it. But I've corrected it, so you can see it does actually work. But it works a lot better if it's dry dust. The wet stuff coming off of here is what's starting to slow me down. If this worked like that on there, I'd have finished the job yesterday, but the fact I run out of battery power, of course. But if I'd had enough batteries, that whole job could have been finished. It's that goddamn well tar. What idiot put that on there? Good job they don't admit to it, put it that way. Anyway, I'll get on and get this done. Well, here we go with the second battery off today. The other one's on charge. Okay, that's that battery tested on that. Switched for that volt. What I'm finding is the batteries are getting stiff with the dust. Okay, here we go. So we'll plug it in the right way around here. Will it work? Yeah, it does work. It does work. It means now I'm going to have to go on and finish that bit there off and do a bit up here. Then my sons can finish the job off after that, or one of them can finish it off. Okay, back to work for me then. Okay, newsflash! No, the grinder is still actually working, it's okay, it hasn't broke down. What I did notice though when I plugged in that 9 amp battery, Flexvolt, this was vibrating a lot more and it felt as if it had a lot more power than what I had the last time. Now that's strange in itself. I did take it all off, look at it and check to make sure I had the wheel properly in place. It was properly in place. And it also was very tight to take that out as well. It did feel as if it had a lot more power than the 6 amp up here. And the other thing is, one of my sons is now getting involved now. That's how it's the way up there. Although that's where it ran out of power. And you can see there is a slight difference. Ah, or can you? Yeah, you can see a slight difference. Anyway, let's get this thing fired up now. Who knows, it might not fire up this time. What do you think? Alright. Okay, that's that working. Oh, that brake dust isn't half making these things stiff to come out. Okay, get around the right way. Got it in. Yeah, I'm going to have to check this disco, but it seems to be vibrating a little bit too much, I must admit. Anyway, it's working, so it's back to work. And I have lost my thing. Ah, there it is. Okay, I'll see you on the next battery change then. Well, I might not have goosed the grinder with Flexvolt batteries, but by the sounds of it, I think I've kind of damaged the bearings or something inside, or I've knocked a tooth off or something. I don't know. It's now beginning to make weird noises and it's vibrating as well. We'll have a look at that just now. Let's get the battery in and fire it up again. This should finish the job off. Oh, one eventually wants to fit in. Oh man, this is getting tight. Oh. Brake dust. There. Wow, this has gotten stuck. Yeah, it's got it. Oh. Okay, fire up time. Don't sound healthy. Maybe it is goose to me Flexvolt battery. Anyway, my son's going to take over. He's going to finish it off now. So I've done my bit, so I'll let him carry on. Okay? Well, that's that job finished for a while. And I took the disc off and it doesn't seem to vibrate as much. But then again, that doesn't mean to say that the bearings inside aren't goosed. So I'll put the disc back on again. And then see it. Weird. See that? See it jump? That's vibrating like nobody's business. Some it's gone. And it wasn't doing it when the disc was first on it, it was actually quite smooth. Well, I'm disappointed. I did kind of think that maybe this might have actually gave up the ghost, let out some smoke, or just stopped working periodically, because I was using Flexvolt batteries. But unfortunately that didn't happen. So I'll show you in the book now, and I'll show you this disc. This disc is actually out of sync. I don't know how it happened, but it's the disc itself that's wobbling, so that's probably had it. I'll get rid of that. Oh, and here's my letterbox here, that some very nice old lady came round and ripped it off the door. Yes, Jenna, an old lady ripped it off the door. Put that in here, keep that for later. So, I'll bring in for a closer look now. Now, if you look up there, they are actually the 6 amp and the 9 amp batteries actually just there. And this is what they're saying, that is actually compatible with all these batteries down here. So fair enough. But I mean, you could say, yeah, but so was the ones that got smoked at DCG construction, the impacts. So, I mean, they've probably on the instructions got this, that they're compatible as well. And I'll get you that thing just now. Now, to make this here fit onto the grinder, which was a dust shroud, I actually had to cut out a little nick out of there. But unfortunately I didn't make it wide enough, so when I was making it wide enough here, I inadvertently went down slightly there. That was my mistake with the grinder. However, that's what I had to do, because I had to remove the device which actually holds the guard on here in position. That I had to remove it off of there. It actually, I experimented to put it back on again, and it goes on quite easy actually. So what do we learn from all this? One, I'm an idiot for trying to do a job what I was doing with this here grinder. I did say it wasn't really big enough to start with, but I did it. Towards the end, my son, he finished that off in about, I would say approximately about 3 minutes. And he was weighing down on it a lot, and he was trying to slow it down because he knew that basically that's what I wanted. And that's what I did. But yet again, it still works. So would I put any other tools in? No, because I haven't got the instruction booklet for this. Mind you, there is something different between these tools and the other tools that were burning out. They had variable speed triggers on it, because Jimmy's saw it had variable speed on the trigger, and that's what actually went on it. These haven't, these have just got on off switches on them. So maybe it's got something to do with that, I don't know. But I'm still not putting my 18 volt tools, and my son ain't putting his in either into Flexvolt. I mean, the next job is, I think we should look at this in more detail and see how it actually does cope with dust, rather than wet, damp walls which kept clogging it up, and I had to keep washing it out on the inside. That's how bad it was. The only problem is with what we're going to call it. That's going to be the problem. We need a name for this, what we're going to call it, so people will know about it, because I think people should know about this, because this is actually quite important, especially with the amount of dust that you can get off a grinder, because now we know that we can do more with grinders. Mind you, I've always known you could do more with grinders anyway, to be honest with you. And as we're approaching the end of the month, that also means DEWALT's 12 volt brushless system should be coming out, which is a drill, an impact and a screwdriver, and they're also bringing out a 3 amp battery. Yes, a 3 amp battery, that's all they've got to bring out on the 12 volt line. Wow, brilliant, isn't it? So that should be out at the end of the month, so I'll be getting what I can get off of that, because it's got to be like probably a mass free-for-all. Everybody's got to be jumping in and trying to get it. Well, maybe not. Maybe nobody wants it because nobody wants anything more to do with DEWALT. I don't know. Mind you, to pay you couldn't plug the 12 volt system into the Flexvolt system. That was starting to let the smoke out, wouldn't it? I suppose you could say we have now got a tool that actually works on Flexvolt batteries, and it isn't going to explode on you and try and kill you. Anyway, I'll say goodbye and I'll see you the next time, when hopefully we're going to be making a video about this, depending on the weather of course, because I've still got the saw up there, but I've got a Ryobi drill. I can always do that one as well. Okay, bye now.